Right, let's expand on the conversation. Dr. Fatima Malo, who's the Provincial Chairperson of Moral Regeneration Movement in the Northern Cape, joins us now. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. With all the mixed reaction that's come out of the story, I know that you have expressed your discontent. Talk to us about some of the concerns that you have.
Good evening to you too. Yes, one of the things that we're really not happy about is the fact that the Liquor Board did not go around to have public hearings regarding this. We just were informed, or we just saw that it's happening. And then one of the concerns that as an activist, a GBV activist within the province, it is a great concern because now we're already sitting with high stats that out of 1,000 children in the Northern Cape, 67.2% of those children are born with FAS, meaning that out of that 67.2%, about 95% of them are full, there's full features of Foetal Alcohol Syndrome in them. Now, we cannot allow the Liquor Board to make a decision such as that because it is going to affect our province. We are already faced with a high rate of gender-based violence. We are already faced with a high rate of teenage pregnancy. Now, if we say that we're going to allow taverns to open and operate from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning, are we not then increasing the rate of unemployment? Because if people go to work in the morning, being under the influence of alcohol, obviously no employer will allow that. So we are looking at many ills that will be developing, that will be increasing in the ills that we are already facing as a society here in the Northern Cape.
How best do you think this matter could have been handled?
I think and I believe that the Liquor Board should have had or should have done their due diligence, and they should have gone around in the society and asked people for their opinions and then make their decision based on that, because I truly believe that as the Northern Cape, we wouldn't have agreed to the decision that was made by the Liquor Board.
And with that decision being made at the moment and the Liquor Board giving this move the thumbs up, I mean, in their argument, having spoken to them, my colleagues here at SABC News, they've said they're giving it the thumbs up because they're saying that it will open up employment opportunities.
I do not see that it will open up employment opportunities, because remember the Zinyobeni case that we had in Eastern Cape of the 21 children that died because they were allowed into the tavern the whole night, and that's how they died, how they got killed in that tavern. Employment can be looked at in different aspects, because if you say that you're creating employment by bringing people to your tavern to sit there from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning, I don't think it's reason enough as a society, as a province, that we must say that taverns must operate from between those hours because they're creating employment. What kind of employment are we creating? What kind of statement are we sending to our children? We are already faced here in Kimberley, within the Kimberley district. We are faced with children between the age of 9 and 14 being the highest, who go to parks every weekend. And they get so drunk, they are out of control. So what more are we saying to our society? Are we just going to sit back and say that it is okay, the Liquor Board can make decisions based on us without consulting us? No, we do not accept it. We are really not happy about it. We are definitely going to do something about it as the Moral Regeneration Movement. We do not allow it, we do not permit it, and we stand against it fully.
What are some of the decisions that you think you'll take in order to perhaps reverse this decision that has been made, considering the social impact that it will have on the community?
We will have to get legal advice from our national offices. We will definitely do consultations and see if we can get petitions as well for the Liquor Board to reverse the decision. And I think definitely if the Liquor Board will not hear us, we will take a stand as civil society and we will march against this decision. So we'll just have to see how the process will unfold.
What are some of your missions as the Moral Regeneration Movement and the work that you do in communities?
most of the work that we do is to restore families, is to restore the ills that we are facing in society, all the social ills that we are facing in society, like your gender-based violence, your teenage pregnancies, your drug and alcohol abuse. We are faced with moral degeneration. So we're trying to reconnect people to the morals, the proper values. And with this system, it's just not going to work out. Unfortunately, it's fighting against what we stand for.
And very lastly, before we let you go, what would you say to the people who are also with the liquor board, giving it the thumbs up and calling it a good move? What would your words be to them as they consider the greater impact of that decision?
I would say to them, I would actually ask them this question. Have you really sat down and properly thought of what you are doing to society? Did you think of the outcome of the youth that we already have as a country? How much more do we want our youth to be destroyed and to suffer? Our drug abuse is at a very high rate in the country, and now we are increasing it by the alcohol sales that will be done from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning. How can we then say that we are a progressive province growing together? I totally don't understand. Did you really sit down and consider, or was it just a quick money-making scheme that came to you?
Perhaps let me ask you this. You say that you are not happy with the times and the day. What would you call for if you had to now sit with the liquor board in the Northern Cape and meet them halfway? What would your suggestion be to the decision that has been made?
I would suggest that we also take a stand as the other provinces of Limpopo, who decided that on a Sunday, no liquor outlets will be opened, so that at least people can spend time with their families, and on a Monday can be ready and healthy for work. So I think the less hours we give to them, the better.
So you're saying that if the hours were a little bit less, perhaps it wouldn't be as concerning as it is at the moment?
Yes, and also during the week should be a no-no. It should be a big no-no because it's affecting families. How many children will be abused during this process? How many children will be left alone? Can we really sit back and say it is okay, we're going to have functional families? Can we really answer ourselves that question?
Yeah, very well. Thank you so much for weighing in on this discussion, Dr. Malo. Some hard-hitting questions there. Dr. Fatima Malo, who's the provincial chairperson of Moral Regeneration Movement in the Northern Cape, talking a little bit about the decision to have alcohol sales on a Sunday, and saying that they will do something as a movement to ensure that this decision has been given a lot more depth and thought.